Our sacrifice has changed. Initially, it was we were just going to get rid of our cable because that's something that's very important to us. And we realized that was only going to be $60 a month. And we didn't feel comfortable. We didn't think that was enough. So we talked about it over dinner. And Billy said, well, maybe we can do $100 a month. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And basically, when I quit my job, our income was cut in half. And we don't have very many things to sacrifice. What we are going to do is $1,800 a year. And I feel very comfortable with that number. But I also feel like maybe that's not enough. I don't know.
We had a lot of prayer went into this, and there's not a whole lot of budget line items in our budget that we could consider
we have food.
Expendable.
We have food, and we have a house payment.
Yeah.
We have to pay for heat.
So outside of cable, the big thing that we spend money on that would be considered disposable income is eating out. And that's one of the things we enjoy doing with our family. We enjoy doing it with other families, and we think that we could easily give that up, even though it's going to be difficult at times to say no to our friends when they want to go out to eat. We're going to have to do that.
Yeah, we can go out once a week.
Yes, we're limiting ourselves to going out with our friends once a week, and that's going to allow us to meet the commitment that we're going to make above and beyond the 10% tithe that we do now.
Obviously, every single thing that we have, God has given us. And so if we give him our best, and I know we hear this all the time in church, but if we do give him our best, he gives it back to us. We don't really worry about anything. I mean, we live in an old house, but I love our house, and we don't have, really nice things, but it doesn't matter because, one day we'll be in heaven and we'll have the best things. So I don't care. But I do want to say that it is important to me to sacrifice, give what we're giving above our 10%, because I will say that this church is the first place in my whole life that I realized that God is a loving God. And if by growing the church, we can touch somebody else and let them see who God really is and how he can change your life, then I would sell everything I have, for just one person. When you choose to follow Jesus, you're not just choosing to be a Christian or a lifestyle, you're choosing between life and death. That's the biggest thing that you can do. And if we can help this church get bigger, we will do anything that we want to do, anything that we can do. Even when you first start tithing, that's scary. But if you just jump in, we didn't work up to 10%. We jumped 10%, and we had never given before, have we?
No.
And I remember we talked about this, and I had a little bit of an easier time doing it than he did, but it was hard because that's money that just instantly is gone, and you don't have that money to play with or do fun things with or anything. I just said, you know what, this is what we need to do. We don't need to see at the end of the month what we can give it, and let's spend what we have left. We can use what we have left, but that's God's. Let's give it to him. And you kind of have to step out in faith, and it's the same thing with this. $150 is a lot of money every month for us, but I'm just going to say, here it is, and see what God does with it. And I know we will be blessed because of what we did. And I know that every single person in this church who sacrifices and gives something, they're going to be blessed more than they even know, because God wants us to just give it up, and not just with money, with everything, stop being scared to talk about him, stop being scared to worship, stop being scared to just be who you are, just give it up, give your money up, because that's really what holds us, I think, is the money. Money is tough. Money is really tough.
It's one of those worldly things that I think everybody struggles with.
Yeah.
It's probably the one thing that has the tightest grasp on everyone's lives.
Yes.
And I think the underlying issue, at least for me, in the initial tithing situation and in this situation as well, was just the understanding that God is in control of my life, and everything that I have comes from Him.
I think people don't want to give up control, and I also think that's just a very American concept. I'm a self-made man, and I brought myself to this point, and I went to college, and I did this and that, and this I made myself. No, you didn't. God made you, and He gives you everything that you have, and just give it back to Him, and He'll be happy. You'll be happy.